सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता वन्दे परम्परा. Continuing with 40th, 39th and 40th verse. We saw in 39th verse that there were three essential qualities within oneself that needed to be developed, that needs to be developed, that needs to be discovered. Almost all of us would have seeds, otherwise Vedic knowledge would be impossible. Every human being is born with the seed to refine the mind, to develop the mind, to enhance the mind. To enhance the mind with better qualities. But what generally happens to any person is that they, as you grow up, the identification with the senses and one's desires makes it so vivid, makes it so essential to be fulfilled that one just gets consumed with the force from within to fulfill oneself, that we forget that the seed of development that is there inside needs to be nourished. What this verse told us is that those who have worked on developing these in themselves, they are not something that just comes to some and doesn't come to some. Shraddha, Tatparatvam, and desire to control the senses and managing a mastery over them, means practicing it enough to manage a mastery over them. This doesn't happen as a gift from nowhere. It will not be that you have found yourself, some people are good at controlling senses, some are not good at controlling senses. Some just cannot control senses. It will not be like that. Everybody has the seed when you are born. But most of us, as we grow up, going through our childhood stage and more importantly the youth stage, we forget that there is something called development of the inner seed of higher aspirations. The seed of higher aspiration that we have within us, very few people pay importance to, pay value to, find its usefulness, find its importance to such a degree that they are ready to do, quote unquote, in Shastriya term, tapas for it. Means you have worked hard on it. You have worked hard on the fact that every time your mind played doubts with you, or the world was powerful for you to also follow its ways, you persevered enough to keep your Shraddha alive in the alaukik pramana. Alaukik pramana means that which cannot be confirmed by the senses. That knowledge base which is only floating around somewhere as if, even in common sense it is there. At least in our culture, you find every person, even simple people, day to day laborers, workers, even they have a great wisdom in them. Where does this wisdom come to them from? Very often, I think by the time we come to live in urban life, we forget the grassroots, the rural aspect of a common sense that is there to exist, to survive. This common sense that actually is available in mass, depending on that which has handed down to us in tradition. That survival instinct that even the colder places where people survive, where do they get their knowledge from? It's a traditional knowledge that has been handed down to them. They know every season they have to do this for the next season, etc. There are many, many such things they follow. It is not that they discovered in their lifetime. It is that they heard it from their parents, their grandparents, that lineage was continuous and it was handed down. And that they follow and not discard in the name of modern equipment, modern education. Yes, modern education has a value, it has an equipment, it has its own protocol. Society is always going to move towards it. But the person who has done tapas to hold it, to hold that inner education that he has received from his environment in terms of what is good in his spiritual growth, श्रद्धा रखना उसमें. जब सारी दुनिया आपको एक तरफ खींच रही हो, तब इन शब्दों में अपनी आस्था बनाए रखना, अपनी निष्ठा बनाए रखना, उसको हमने तपस कहा है. श्रद्धावान, तत्परत्वम means eagerness, having grown the value in one's own mind so much that the redundancy of all other pursuits becomes evident. They're redundant. Honestly, the word is redundant. They're redundant. क्या देंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा? हमारे शरीर के लिए जो सुविधा चाहिए वो सुविधा देते हैं. क्या वो हमारे मन की शांति के लिए भी कुछ देते हैं? Most often you see कि उससे हमारे मन की शांति भी नहीं है. जो भी परस्यूट हम कर रहे हैं वो शांति रिलेटिव, अपनी दुनिया में रहते हुए अपने लोगों के बीच में रहते, even that shanti is deprived of us because our mind gets occupied in trying to fulfill the requirements that we have generated for ourselves in our interactions. Tattva means this person who has done the tapas of holding back from all the forces of the environment which pulls it in the environment and has seen them redundant in everyone's life. Forget about your life. The wise one is who doesn't do it after he has gone through experience. He's learnt it from other people's experience. He sees it everywhere and he becomes tatpar. Means he gives up all his inner, the right word here, as Shankara says, manda prasthanam. ढीला ढाला approach to shastra, ढीला ढाला जब सुविधा हुई तो pursue करना, जब मन में आया तब ठीक है, अरे कोई बात नहीं, लाइफ बहुत लंबी है, अभी लाइफ है. When we were young and often we were told, अभी तो बहुत, we have responsibilities, we have children. Yes, you have children, you have responsibilities, you've taken that life. But जो तत्पर होता है ना, उसको पता है कि just as much as your family and your responsibilities are essential, so much essential is your own self to you also. कब ये छूट रहा है तुम्हें क्या पता है? तब तक के लिए क्या तुमने अपने अंदर जो करना था वो किया? जो काम करके करना था, जिसके लिए इस जीवन का अनुग्रह था, क्या वो पूरा हुआ काम? And you realize most often तत्परत्वम नहीं होता है. People are busy engaging themselves in all aspects of life except pursuing this knowledge. And as we have said before, just because you begin the pursuit also doesn't necessarily mean that it will come to you easily. तत्पर इंसान ये है कि in spite of the fact that उसको redundancy of other pursuits समझ में आई है, in spite of that, this person tries to discover the knowledge with the help of pranipata, pariprashnena, seek a guru. It is not necessary that at the first go you would get it. You're blessed if you get it, but not. Tatpar is one who will continue to pursue it in spite of the fact that things may not seem right or may seem right. Either way, it is individual life then. It is your own package of what you have come with. It is your own earning that you have come with. वो तत्पर रहता है throughout till the knowledge has, like you have the jigsaw puzzles, 1,000-piece puzzles. There are these beautiful 1,000 pieces or 10,000 pieces also, I believe there are. It's a puzzle. It's a whole huge canvas and there are just pieces. You have to fit them and then suddenly a picture gets formed. Or a good example is the Rubik cube that used to be there once upon a time. It still is. But when you go on doing the permutation combinations and then suddenly it clicks. All the colors on one side, they click. That clicking till it has happened that the whole perception of Advaitam has fallen in place. Tatparatvam remains. It doesn't mean how many years I have spent. It doesn't mean how many janmas I have spent. Tatparatvam is sustained by this mumukshu who has not only worked on Shraddha, retaining the Shraddha, just because my vision hasn't formed or is forming or is delayed or whatever be the reason, or I'm even forming it. That tatparatvam में जो एक ज़रूरत है to work upon one's own laziness, to intellectual laziness. It is not just physical laziness. We are talking here of inner qualities. So tatpar hai to get into development of whatever is necessary. If Shastra said Shamadama Adi is necessary, wo tatpar hai to get Shamadama Adi necessary. If Shastra has said Shravanam is necessary, wo tatpar hai to get Shravanam. If Shastra has said Mananam is necessary, tatpar to do the Mananam. The inner laziness, mandata, mandaprasthana is the right word. There cannot be an equivalent word to what Bhashyakara has chosen. Mandaprasthan. To understand that word, you will understand the obstacle from within that each one of us has created in case we find that our knowledge is not firming further. Mandaprasthan is something that individually we will have to work upon. That means tatpar rehna means remove the mandaprasthanata from your life. Inner manda. Many times, initially when we were told to get up at Brahma Muhurat, not that there are any scientific reasons, there may be, not interested. The main reason is before your mind gets into the rajasic mode, before your mind gets into the activity mode of the day, just before that you may have some little time where the mind still hasn't been put to any work so far in your life. Most of us get up after sunrise. So before that, the mind doesn't know kya karna hai. The minute you get up, you're already habituated. We are all adults. Even children get habituated by the adults. They set the habits for the children. That means the minute you wake up, you are automatically into a routine. Nobody wakes up with an idea कि आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा सिर्फ मुझे आसन नहीं करने हैं, प्राणायाम नहीं करना है, भजन नहीं सुनने हैं, मुझे सिर्फ उपासना नहीं करनी है. There is something to know about myself. मुझे जानना है, वो भी एक है, बाकी है. Who am I? जब शरीर की ये सांस लास्ट में आ रही होगी ना, लास्ट. Remember this, sometimes in our life it may remain with us, so I keep reminding all of us. हम सबका वो स्टेज है जब लास्ट में कुछ सांसें रह जाएंगी और हमें पता होगा तब अब कुछ सांस की बात है, छूटने वाली चीजें छूट रही हैं. क्या उन आखिरी सांसों में तुम्हारे साथ क्या जा रहा है साथ? Will we be able to hold that? The whole life means ये जीवा, Tatparatvam matlab, this jiva has removed the mandata from his life, keeping that perception alive in his life. The disconnect with the body is evident. And for that, whatever was necessary, he has removed the mandata from his life. Manda prasthanam. Prasthanam means gravitating towards. I think I have justified the word enough in explanation. It is a huge obstacle, is why it needs some attention. We may have Shraddha, is what Bhashyakara say. Shraddha hone ke bawajood, a life can get wasted. In spite of finding myself having Shraddha, I may see that I haven't made much spiritual progress towards Atma Vidya. We are very defined in our spiritual progress. We are not ambiguous about what is called spiritual progress. Spiritual progress is an English term for us to indicate Atma Nishtha, Atma Jnana Nishtha. Atma Jnana Nishtha is the only thing that is defining our spiritual progress. Tatpar for it. Removing all mandata from it, because Shraddha hone ke bawajood, if I have manda prasthanam, my life can still get wasted in the entire anugraha. Some part of it I may have utilized, most part I may not have utilized, because I just didn't know. That's it. Not because I lacked Shraddha. I just thought Shraddha was enough for me to gain the knowledge. Here he said, Shraddha is not enough. You have to work on your inner qualities, develop them. That tapas required to develop will have to be put in by each one on their own. To the extent each one puts in, to that an extent, the phalam of jnanam is nishchit. इसमें भी कोई ambiguous नहीं है. It is not hit or trial. It is not that in spite of it, will I get it or not get it? Will I waste my life doing it? To the extent you have these disciplines in you, to the extent you have worked with them, to that an extent, labdhva jnanam. Along with tatparatvam, he said, you may be tatpar also, but you haven't controlled your senses earlier. Because by the time you come to jnana sadhana, you are expected to have learned how to control your senses. You are expected to have learned how to have samatva to some degree. Not entirely, because entirely is only knowledge possible, but enough to retain your mind in your balance. To retain a balanced mind in life relatively. This much is expected out of you. That Indriya Nigraha you will start after Atmanatma Viveka, then that much more practice is required. Atmanatma Viveka, in fact, is not possible just because we have heard it. He's telling us over here that having heard Atmanatma Viveka through second chapter, through Upanishads, through various texts, that it is not necessary that the Atma Anatma Viveka is fructifying. Why? Because previous to Atma Anatma Viveka ka exposure, previous to having learned that, the jiva should have had these qualities. The one, in fact, let's reverse the verse. Krishna has put 34th verse first, but if you digest this, the one who has Shraddha, one who is Tatpar, the one whose Indriyas are controlled, he will approach a teacher. He will find a Brahmanist guru. He will automatically get to the point where he will have the questions in his own self that need answering on an urgent basis. And his questions are not going to be, you all understand what I mean. His questions are not going to be how to earn money or how to quieten my mind. His questions are not going to be how do I run my relationship or how do I run my family or how do I learn how to exercise or cook, or his questions are not going to be like that. His questions are not going to be should I do this or should I do that, like Arjuna was asking, should I fight or should I run away? I'm sorry, should I fight or should I take sannyasa? That sannyasa to our mind is so carefully replaced by running away because he wanted to run away from an obligation. That is not what is going to be the question. The question to one who has these three found in himself by his own tapas done before. Such a person goes, seeks this for him. Come back to the verse 39. Jnanam labdhva param shantim achirena. Chipram, easy. Sometimes I remember, sometimes you realize that you are pursuing something, but nothing's happening. Some people pursue a field of activity and they don't find happiness or satisfaction or prosperity or fulfillment, but they still continue to do that. There is a lot of resistance they feel. That example of if your if your mind is equipped for what it is equipped, the example I wanted to share was the piston when it is put in the cylinder. If there is a lot of rusting, if there is some rusting there, it doesn't go easily inside. But if it is smooth, it slides inside. This is what he says, achirena. Shipram means what? Knowledge must be an easy discovery. It is an effortless, easy discovery. Knowledge within oneself, nishtha, is an easy discovery. Easy discovery means it easily finds the root within oneself. If it is not easy, then one of these things are missing in us. So he said, putting it in other ways. And now in the 40th verse, he's talking about when it is not easy. Who are the ones who will find that this is not Shipram? When does it become a process long? One is Mandaprasthanam, it becomes Janma's pursuit. Because we've already seen through previous verses, no effort gets lost. But because of Mandaprasthanam, many Janmas get lost. In the process of many Janmas, it may get fulfilled. But what makes it Mandaprasthanam? And the fact that Mandaprasthanata makes us not dedicated enough to equip ourselves. That he's talking about now in the 40th verse, equally essential. The 34th, in fact, all these verses are, of course, very essential because they give another vision. But you pick up 34th, 39th, and 40th verse, and then he will conclude it in the 41st verse. 40th verse, he is now giving how is it that you lose out on Shanti, peace of mind. Who is the one who will not find peace of mind, either here or later? Moksha, forget about it. So liberation will not find it all. Who is that who will be like that? That verse is going to be verse 40. Let me try and share the verse. Yeah. Can we see it?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Deeptiji.
Great. Okay. So we'll chant the verse, Shruti. 40th verse. Agnyascha shraddhathanascha
Ajnanascha. Sorry, Deepti. Once more.
Agnyascha
Ajnascha
shraddhatha
Shraddha
nascha
Nascha
Agnyascha shraddhathanascha
Ajnascha Shraddhanascha
संशयात्मा विनश्यति
Sanshayatma Vinashyati
संशयात्मा विनश्यति
Samshayatma Vinashyati
अज्ञश्चा श्रद्धधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति
Agyanascha Shraddha
Ajnascha Shraddhatanascha
अज्ञश्चाश्रद्धधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति.
The T is to be shortened because it's Vinashyati
विनश्यति.
Nayalokosti na paraha.
नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः.
The Nayam, the Anuswara followed by La will be sounded like a La. Though the Ma is also fine, optional, but we are continuing to do according to the Sandhi rule. Nayalokosti na paraha.
नायं लोको नास्ति नायल्लोकोऽस्ति न परः.
Na sukham samshayatmanaha.
न सुखं संशयात्मनः.
Nayalokosti na paraha. Na sukham samshayatmanaha.
नायल्लोकोऽस्ति न परः. न सुखं संशयात्मनः.
Ajnascha Shraddhatanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayalokosti na paraha Na sukham samshayatmanaha.
अज्ञानश्च श्रद्धधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति. नायल्लोकोऽस्ति न परः. न सुखं संशयात्मनः.
The first word, why it is getting a little, the habit that we have with that word. So this is Agnyascha. So automatically the previous samskar of the word Ajnana. So Agnyascha, but no problem, perfectly fine. We'll move on to the meaning. Very beautiful now. This is another very essential verse to see where we lack what we lack. Who will not? Let me do the second line first. Na ayam lokaha asti. Ayam lokaha. This loka here. Now this life. Na nahi milega. Na paraha. The next life. Higher life. Higher life as in here paraha means swargam or earned a far better life later on. Na paraha. Na sukham. You will not get final sukham also. Na sukham, na paraha, na ayam lokaha. Whatever in this world can offer, not even that. Who will not get samshaya atmanaha? The one whose mind is full of sanshaya. Sanshaya means doubt. जिसमें भी doubt है, a doubting mind. A doubting mind will not get anything in this life, will get nothing in the next life, higher life, means will be deprived of any higher loka, means a better position, better state for your own existence, and certainly will not get peace of mind as an absolute thing. Who will not get? He talks of three things here where a person, if he has them in them, will have a lot of difficulty to grow spiritually. Take the connection of the class. Spiritual growth to us means Atma, Anatma, Nishtha. Atma Jnana Nishtha. Atma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. Establishing in this perception. This knowledge establishing it enough that it releases all jivatvam bandhan in the mind, for which Shraddha, Tatparatvam, Sanyatendriyaha were direct aids. But which are the ones that are obstacles? He says 3 obstacles. Agniyaha. Agniyaha means जो जानता नहीं है. जानता नहीं है means ignorant. The ignorant person. Shankara will give a beautiful meaning. Take a note. When we do the bhashyam, you will get a note on it. Agniyaha in Moolam would mean ignorant. Everybody is ignorant. So that means nobody can pursue. It would almost mean like that. Shankara will mean it better and he will explain what. Here, ignorant in Moolam understanding would mean he is just vivekaheen, non-discerning person. The ignorant who is non-discerning. He does not understand. He does not think. He does not put the effort to think. Remember, thinking is not natural. What it seems to be naturally thinking is actually just worrying. Mind running on thoughts on its own is not called thinking. उसको विचार नहीं कहते. We all find ourselves, हमारा mind हमेशा सोच रहा होता है कुछ ना कुछ. जो सोच रहा है क्या ये हमें wise बना रहा है? Is that automatic mode of thinking called thinking? That's not Viveka. Viveka is a very deliberate put thinking. उसके लिए you must have data, you must have the process, you must have the intellectual discipline. Yes, when we say so many things, it almost looks like who can really be like. But fact is, every human has that capacity. So here he says, Agniyaha, Vivekhin, non-discerning. What is the second one? Second is Ashraddhathana. The one who is full of Ashraddha. He doesn't have any Shraddha. He lacks Shraddha. He lacks the capacity to have trust and follow a Laukik Praman, a Paurushaya Praman. He does not, his mind keeps coming up with, why should I? That is the third one. Sanshayatma. Ignorant, having no Shraddha, on top of it, has a mind which is always doubting whatever is said in the Shastra. Doubts the Shastras. Doubts what the Shastra is educating man. Questioning is different from doubting. Doubt appears like a question. When I doubt, most of the people who don't have intellectual disciplines, they put things up as if they are questioning, but they put up questions like doubts, but those doubts are actually just the mind doubting because they lack Shraddha. The difference is what builds the bridges, Shraddha. When there is Shraddha, you will question what is appropriate, relevant, as he had said in 34th verse. But when there is no Shraddha, you will still question. But your questions will have no purpose, no reason, no basis. In fact, most of them will be unreasonable questions. If I start asking a question, yes, I saw the apple fall down. So yes, there is law of gravity. But if I have to start asking the question, why does it only fall down? Because why is the law of gravity working? Why is it only at this particular meter per square per square? Why does gravity only operate at 90 whatever, 9 whatever? Why does it only operate at that level? Now, what does it look like as if you are a very questioning person? पूछ रहे हो, जानना चाहते हो, बड़े scientific headed हो, you want to know why, there must be a reason, no? होना चाहिए एक बात, कारण तो होना चाहिए, इसी स्पीड पे क्यों? हाँ, होना तो जरूर चाहिए कारण, बट इतना भी क्या तुम्हें समझ में आए कि इस स्पीड को भी कैसे कैलकुलेट किया गया? Did you go through that? Did you know that why was this speed fixed in the first place and why not any other speed? Why is it always that an object will fall at that speed? And the weight and the mass can change the speed, but that speed is determined. Why? What is called questioning? A संशय आत्मा means उसको actually अंदर से मानना नहीं है, जानना भी नहीं चाहता, मानना तो दूर की बात है. Doesn't want to understand, doesn't want to accept, doesn't want to believe, doesn't want to follow. He's finding excuses not to follow, and वो अंदर संशय create करता है. Sanshaya is simply doubting every statement that Shastra is talking to you. And it appears like questioning. That is why it is a great obstacle. And what is it that these three do? He says, Vinashyati. They destroy your chances of spiritual growth. There will be, Vinashyati is a very strong word. Normally you don't find Shruti, Smriti, you don't find Shastriya literature using strong words unless until they are really necessary. The language of the Shastra is very communicative, is very soft, is very gentle, is very, the right word would be, it gels with the mind. I'm forgetting the word. It gels with the mind. It doesn't push you like that. A word, strong word will suddenly shake you like this. Like Krishna called Arjuna Klaibyam Masma. And it shakes you. What is Krishna saying to Arjuna? Why is he calling him such a word? It puts you to some sort of a jerkiness in the mind. Vinashyati is a very strong word. Would the Shastra ever give a knowledge which is causing destruction to someone? Here that word strongly indicates a lot. When it says Vinashyati, it says there is no scope of any spiritual growth if you have these three in you. It is giving a direct law. Law as in, hona hi hai ye. You'll be destroyed. And what do they mean by destroyed? Is the second line that we've already covered. That destruction will mean you will get nothing here, you will get nothing in the future, and you will not get moksha. This is how grievous is this inner obstacle within us. Agnya, this is a sandhi, so Agnya Cha, Vivekhin. Shankara gives this word, in the Bhashyam we'll soon see. Who is a Vivekahin? Very beautifully. Vivekahin ka matlab hai anatmagnya. When he doesn't discern, he becomes a knower of anatma. Means his sense of reality is with the world. Anatma ko hi wo janta hai. तो जो वो देखता है, सुनता है, खाता है, स्मेल करता है, टच करता है, he thinks ये जन्म जो है मेरा, यही है ज्ञान. This knowing that is called anatmagnya. He's used this once before in another chapter, Shankara. Every time he wants to call agnya, because agyan is not another material presence. It is not something like you have dirt on your body or you have dirt on your on something and you remove it. Agyan is not in the form of something that you will have to do something to remove. It is in the form of believing that this world is real. The more one believes the anatma is real, knower of it, the more ignorant you are of atma as real. It's as simple as that. Then he said, Ashraddha Cha. These are all referring to people. This word refers to the one who is ignorant, the one who has ashraddha, means he has no trust. Shraddha rahit hai. श्रद्धा ही नहीं, हम मानते नहीं. कितने सारे लोग, you find even you, when you talk to someone about this, they don't believe in all this. No, you're wasting. They don't. That ashraddha has a language of its own. Samshayatma. संशयात्मा, मन में संशय रखने वाला, संदेहवान, संदेह करता रहता है, मीन्स हुज माइंड इज डाउटफुल। विनश्यति, नष्ट, भ्रष्ट हो जाता है, नष्ट हो जाता है, भ्रष्ट हो जाता है, गेट्स डिविएटेड अवे इनटू द वर्ल्ड। Another meaning for it that can emerge from here is भ्रष्ट हो जाता है, where अनात्मा में फिर से, अनात्मा में फिर से मीन संसार में फिर से। किससे नष्ट हो जाता है? परम पद से, मीन्स मोक्ष से उसका चांस नष्ट हो जाता है। perishes is just another word, but the whole explanation is in that Hindi word. Vinashyati means he perishes. Perishes means what? If the body perishes, everybody's body is perishing. What perishes? What gets destroyed? Param pad se uska chance gets destroyed. You know, you lose the opportunity. You lose the very eligibility. Let's put it this way: you lose the capacity to apply for it. You know how when you want to apply for any course in the world, they ask you a few questions: your age, your qualification, previous qualification, your experience. So as you grow older, I remember that for myself, you know, when you are 11, 12, you have so many applications open to you. And then I realized when you came to 18, 20, there were some that had got lesser. Then you came to 25, some more applications now you can't apply because you become non-eligible. Their eligibility is finished. How is it that a knowledge like this will not place eligibility to people? A question that I have always wondered. Why will there not be eligibility for this knowledge? If you can have eligibility for Laukik Gyan to pursue Moksha Marg, why will there not be eligibility? So he says that eligibility gets lost. You're not eligible to apply now. Who is not eligible? Now look at this. There is no personal judgment. Go back to the verse. The one who has sanshaya in his mind, all the time questioning not to understand, but questioning to not understand. I don't know if this not placement has got through correctly. He's questioning not to understand. He wants to understand and therefore he questions. No, not for that. He questions not to understand. Means he just doesn't want to understand. And he will keep on putting up question after question after question. And this is Shraddha based ज्ञान. आपके अंदर श्रद्धा का मतलब ही ये है, आपकी खुद की विवेक बुद्धि कुछ कुछ मान चुकी है. I have discerned it. I have told you the difference. Because these are classes, I couldn't have spent so much time on faith and श्रद्धा में फर्क. श्रद्धा मतलब ही ये है कि आपकी खुद की बुद्धि कुछ बातों के साथ अग्री कर चुकी है. What Shastra has told you. कुछ चीजें वो जो कह रही है वो नहीं समझ में आ रही, लेकिन आपके अनुभव से, आपके एक्सपीरियंस से, आपने अपनी जिंदगी से इतना सीखा है, खुद कंक्लूजन कुछ बनाए थे, और जब शास्त्र ने आपको वो कहा, आपकी खुद की बुद्धि मान गई एकदम से, बिकॉज आपका एक्सपीरियंस है ये. आप जा चुके हो उसके थ्रू, आप बीत चुके हो उसके थ्रू, आपकी बुद्धि मान चुकी है, लेकिन आपको पता नहीं था क्योंकि दुनिया कुछ और कह रही थी. मगर जैसे ही शास्त्र विद्या सुनी आपने, आपकी बुद्धि जागी एकदम से. और आई ऑलवेज से the one whose lungs are packing, if you ever see a person whose lungs are packing, how desperate they are for oxygen. It's a painful sight to see. Why are people so scared of this viruses? Because it is not comfortable to know. Every breath that you take in, that we are so comfortable with today, उसको हर सांस के लिए, ऑक्सीजन के लिए, उसको एक तड़प है अंदर. Not sure whether he is getting it, but when he gets that first oxygen mask, he knows he's fine. शास्त्र विद्या जब कोई सुनता है जिसके अंदर श्रद्धा है, मीन्स वो खुद आधी चीज तो खुद सोच चुका है. क्या सोच चुका है? इस दुनिया में सुख नहीं है, इधर कुछ परमानेंट नहीं है, इधर रिश्तों में अदलब बदलब सब कुछ है, अदलब बदलब whatever the word is, सब कुछ है. लाइफ बहुत ही फ्रेजाइल है, बहुत छोटी है, आज है कल नहीं है. येट कुछ परमानेंट जानने की एक डिजायर कुछ तो है. ये जो एक जीव जीव कहता रहता है, ये जो पूरा शरीर चल रहा है अपने आप से, जिसको मैं तो नहीं चला रहा, मैं तो नहीं चल, आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग, द ब्लड सर्कुलेटिंग, द फूड्स रीचिंग everywhere, all parts of the body, my heart is ticking. My God, even when I sleep, even when I don't know, my heart is ticking. Who's running all this? कुछ कुछ बातें आपको हैं, लेकिन जो भी आप सर्च दुनिया में कर रहे हो, उसमें आपको उन प्रश्नों के जवाब नहीं मिल रहे। श्रद्धा उसे कहते हैं जो आधा थोड़ा, इवन इफ इट्स 10%, 1/10%, लेकिन थोड़ी बहुत तो उसकी खुद की विवेक बुद्धि मान चुकी है, कुछ सोच के उसने डिसर्न किया था, श्रद्धा उसे कहते हैं। देयरफॉर उसमें संशय नहीं आ सकता है इन शब्दों को लेके, बिकॉज उसकी श्रद्धा उसकी सोच से बनी है। एंड द डिफरेंस इज फेथ stops your thinking. Faith is blind. Shraddha is the only quality and very unique to Vedic culture, please. I will speak of it with as much gravity as I can probably put words to. Shraddha in itself is the grace of Vedas. That you find yourself, you can question and still retain faith. If you have to put it better, faith plus questioning is Shraddha. Will faith allow you to question? If it allows you to question and gives you answers, it is Shraddha. श्रद्धा जिसमें है, उसने अपने अनुभव से, अपने एक्सपीरियंस से डिसर्न किया था, therefore उसमें संशय नहीं है। पर जिसमें श्रद्धा नहीं है, फर्स्ट लेसन ऑफ लाइफ भी नहीं सीखा। What is the first lesson of life that you enter Vedanta with? There is no happiness outside you. ये तो पहला कदम है, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा मुझे यहाँ पे। उसकी बुद्धि इससे हिलती नहीं है, इसलिए तो उसको वैराग्य हुआ यहाँ से, क्योंकि उसकी बुद्धि में बैठ गई है ये, मतलब उसने खुद ने एक्सपीरियंस किया है। उसने बहुत ढूंढा था पहले, सेंसेस के थ्रू हर रास्ता ढूंढा। परीक्षा लोकान कर्म चितान, one of the Upanishad says, my only few favorite ones that I have been able to. You see that in life, who becomes a spiritual seeker, who remembers all his efforts to find happiness through all the means that he has tried in his life before, lives before. परीक्षा लोकान मतलब बहुत लोगों की परीक्षा, मीन्स एग्जामिनेशन करके आया। मीन्स व्हाट? पैसे कमा के भी जिंदगी देख ली, पद पाके भी जिंदगी देख ली, बहुत इंद्र लोग जाके भी जिंदगी, इतनी अगर कर्मों से जो जो मिल सकता है वो सब कुछ करके देख चुका है। But he did not find that happiness within. It eluded. The more he had, the more he discovered that it is not there. The saying, because you've heard it so many times, you may almost switch off from here. The minute the sentence starts, some people switch off because ये सुना हुआ है, सुना हुआ तो बहुत होगा, लेकिन श्रद्धा तुम्हारी बनी, वैराग्य कहाँ से आया था? अगर सुना हुआ है और वैराग्य नहीं हुआ, दैट मीन्स विवेक चला ही नहीं। सुना है लेकिन विवेक नहीं बना। सुना इसलिए था ताकि विवेक बने, लेकिन अगर विवेक ही नहीं बना, जनित नहीं हुआ, इफ द विवेक बुद्धि wasn't born because of what you heard, then vairagya is not possible. And if vairagya is not possible, then shraddha in these words is very difficult to hold, because shraddha ka matlab hi hai half thinking, half I'm giving a lot of liberalness to it. Shastra says even one small pinch. If you have shraddha even this much, jnanam is nishchit, because vinashyati, you have not destroyed your chances. Therefore, most of the people that you see in life are destroyed people. Your life is going on, जिंदा हो आप, मगर spiritual path से आपका destruction हो चुका है इस जन्म में. That is why on that basis Please understand, Gita is an absolutely practical, most knowledge that anybody can think of. And it's not there in creation other than this. कृष्ण अर्जुन को कह रहा है तू मार इन सबको. किन सबको? सब कौरवों को मार तू. Just make sure your attitudes are right. You're not taking a personal revenge. You're doing it to do your duty. He says, अगर तुम नहीं मारते, I will choose another nimitta for it. मगर they deserve to be not living. What did he mean by they deserve not to be living? Means long previous gone. Their birth is just continuing. The birth that everyone has for their spiritual furtherment by doing atatai karmas that you should not be doing, you have already lost the chance any further in this life to reclaim that position, to reclaim that eligibility. You've already lost it. इस जन्म में नहीं हो सकता. Therefore, you are actually being just a burden on the earth. You are destroying the lives of people who want to follow it. अधर्म जब बहुत बढ़ता है, what is it doing? It is destroying the lives of others who want to pursue their own spiritual path. They're not letting them live peacefully. They're not letting them pursue what they need to pursue. Even if it's artha and kama, doesn't matter. But it is their life's prerogative. It is their right. But when some people increase that adharma, then you lose that chance. So Krishna had told Arjuna that these people, Atatais, have already done so much adharma in this life that they have lost any chance of redemption. Therefore, if you kill them also, you'll only be favoring them because they'll get a new birth and a new chance, hopefully. Start fresh. But vinashyati, I'm just concluding this quickly. Vinashyati means get this importance, losing the chance for your spiritual growth. Who are non-thinking people? Non-thinking people would directly mean you think only in lines of what the world says is right. Even science. Sorry to say, at some point, maybe I will elaborate this as much as I can. If there's a question I want to ask, I will write on it also sometimes, and I will take a talk on it sometimes. If there is a question that needs to be asked, has religion killed more people or has science killed more people? What has science given and what has religion given? And we are not even talking of religion of Vedas. Vedas is not a religion. Veda is a different league in itself. There is nothing called Hinduism. We've all understood long, long ago. Yet we continue to use it very freely because you don't have another word in English. वैदिक धर्म समझा के भी लोग नहीं समझना चाहते, क्योंकि अगर आप वैदिक धर्म को समझोगे तो आपको उसका पालन करना जरूरी लगेगा, और पालन करना इतना आसान नहीं है क्योंकि वैदिक धर्म entirely is only designed for spiritual growth. इंद्रियों को रोकेगा, आपके मन को आप इवॉल्व करेगा. It is tapas based life. Vedic life is a tapas based life whose goal is moksha. Finally, kama, artha, dharma, moksha. All four can be fulfilled through it, but it is a tapas based life. But what has science given to us? It has given us all freedom of leisure, of comfort. And what has destroyed people more? Did Vedic Dharma ever destroy anyone? Or, I'm not talking of religion, even if you ask the question of religion, if you see the destruction that has happened to life, what has destroyed life more? The possibility of life. Sometimes, of course, it's still not the context and we're not going to go into it, but the Vinashyati word needs all this background. What destroys your chance for spiritual growth? And Shastra is very clear about one thing. We may forget this because we get acclimatized to our birth. But Shastra knows human birth is a rare thing. And human birth with a possibility to pursue its own gati. A human birth which will engage its life to pursue its gati is even more rare. Therefore, the previous verse gave the qualities that go in favor of it, and this verse warns people, warns us sincere people, if you will be remaining in certainty of what the world offers you, you will lose your chance. It will be slow, it will be gradual, but you will ultimately lose and you will come to the point where it doesn't matter whether you're living or dying. Second would be if you lose Shraddha or if you don't have it enough developed. And the third thing would be if you are constantly doubting. The translation of it will be विवेकहीन और श्रद्धा रहित संशय युक्त मनुष्य परमार्थ से अवश्य would mean पारमार्थिक दृष्टि से अवश्य भ्रष्ट हो जाता है. संशय युक्त मनुष्य के लिए ना यह लोक है, ना परलोक है और ना सुख ही है. I just want to take a question and a quick, is this font clear?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
It
Yes, it
absolutely
is.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. The non-discerning, having no trust, whose mind is full of doubts. The three things. Non-discerning, having no trust, mind full of doubts, that one perishes. For the one with a doubting mind, this world is not there, nor the next, nor is there any happiness. Nothing. He gets no shanti at all. There are just a very few lines in this. Of course, they need some explanation, but let us just start. I'll take 5-10 minutes extra. I will stop sharing this and I will share the bhashya. You can see the bhashya?
Yes,
Can we
Deepti.
see? Okay. So, Shruti, you can follow. Agnyascha, anatmagnyascha.
Agnyascha, anatmajnascha.
Sorry, before that, let's do 40.0 because this is very essential. I think today we'll just do this much. This portion, this paragraph, which is a connecting paragraph to previous verse and the next verse. The line, here it's just a line. Atra sanshayaha
Atra samshayaha
na kartavyaha
na kartavyaha
papishto hi sanshayaha
papishto hi samshayaha
kathamiti
kathamiti
uchyate.
uchyate.
So the previous verse had said when you have Shraddha, you have Tatparatvam and Indriya Nigraha, then soon enough you get Jnanam. Now Shankara is giving the connection between this verse and what just went. Atra Sanshayaha. In this, what I just said, 39th verse, that if you have these three, Jnanam is easy process. Atra Sanshaya na kartavyaha. In this, do not do. Kartavya actually means do. Do not entertain any doubts. No doubt is, the translation here is admissible. There is no doubt that is kartavya means करना चाहिए. इस बात को लेके संशय करना ही नहीं चाहिए. Now again, I would say namaskar to Shankara again. Every time I find a word which gives great clarity, your heart just overwhelms because such clarity is not possible otherwise. Papishto hi sanshayaha. He says because sanshaya is the greatest pap. Sanshaya in what? Having a sanshaya buddhi in the Shastriya Gyan, greatest, papishtaha is a superlative word. Like you say, what is that? Good, better, best. And we used to be thinking very knowledgeable, bestest, in that sense. Papishtaha means you should be saying the worst papam, but if you put it the best papi, मतलब सबसे ज्यादा सबसे उत्तम पाप क्या हो सकता है, means the worst पाप that you can ever do. And paap, again, take a difference between paap and sin. Though the English translations will all say sin, sin is committed when you go against the words of God, Father in heaven. Paap is when you do your own what you should not be doing. पाप तुम खुद करते हो. Sin कब किया? Sin भी खुद ही किया. But you went against the words of Father. पाप कब किया? You just did not do what you were supposed to do, and you did what you were not supposed to do. Paap में उत्तर papam means the worst kind of papam. And this needs a lot of explanation, actually speaking, not lots, but some explanation it does need. Paap to us has always been that which gives an obstacle to your gati, spiritual gati, or even whatever you're pursuing. Whatever you pursue and you find that there are a lot of obstacles in between, आप कुछ कर रहे हो एक कदम आगे, even if it's in supposing earning money, you try, and nothing is. That means there is something obstructing the fruition of your results, of your efforts. Paap is that which obstructs your moksha purusharth to the highest. उसको कहते हैं पाप करना. उत्तम पाप means worst पाप. Why does it do that? He says, simple thing. When you have, I'll take only 2 minutes, we'll have to stop class then. When there is papam, means what is papam here? He says, sanshaya is the greatest papam. When there is papam, sanshaya, but natural, you cannot gain knowledge. Nothing. In fact, in this verse, he's going to say, forget spiritual jnanam, atma jnanam, you will not even pursue any knowledge in the world. Because तुम्हें कुछ भी कहा जाएगा, तो why? You know that question, when you ask why to why, then you never get an answer. Something like this there is, no? If you ask some questions, why पूछते जाओ, you can just go on asking why and there will be no answer to it at some point. It's something like this. Sanshaya buddhi is that kind of a संशय मनः आत्मनः means खुद इंसान संशय में ही है, is the worst papam because it takes away your chance to, it puts obstacles by not allowing the knowledge to be learnt. आपका खुद का मन अंदर से obstacles create कर रहा है, and you will not learn this. And once you have ashraddha, sanshaya will bring ashraddha. Look at the vicious circle it creates. And I have often given you, I would probably draw a spiral downwards, but I'd have to change the screen, so I'm not doing it. Take time. Imagine a spiral downwards, like that. You start with sanshaya. Sanshaya becomes ashraddha. Ashraddha does not allow you to gain knowledge. What you do not gain knowledge means anatmagnaha, you remain. When you remain anatmagnaha, then further you get sanshaya with reference to what Shastra says. Further you have, and you go on going downward and downward. It's a spiraling downward force you generate in yourself, taking away all chance of learning the Atma Gyan, of exposing yourself to Atma Gyan. This vortex that it creates, a whirlpool that it creates as a force within, he says is the worst kind of papam. At this rate, I don't think even 2 classes tomorrow I'll be able to finish, but we will stop here and we'll have to stop here. Maybe if you're, let me first stop and then we'll talk about it. I'll just stop the screen. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।